I stand in line at a downtown office building just after sunrise. Fluorescent lights still cold above us. The floor reflecting shoes more than faces. The man in front of me scans his badge and walks through without slowing. When it's my turn, the scanner beeps again. The guard, Mark Reynolds, security officer, looks at the screen, then at me, then back at the screen. He asks me to step aside. No explanation. Sam tone. Samey volumi. People behind me move forward. The line closes without me. I wait where he points. My badge reads Evan Miller. Facility support. Temporary. It opens fewer doors than expected. After a moment, the scanner clears. Mark waves me through. No apology. No comment. The flow resumes. I take the elevator down. Not up. The doors close before anyone else steps in. The basement smells of cleaning solution and old wiring. Concrete floors. Exposed pipes. This is where the building breathes without being seen. Doris Hayes, facilities supervisor, hands me a cart and a laminated checklist. Trash, restrooms, lobby surfaces. Her voice stays even. 12 years in the role. She doesn't ask where I worked before. She doesn't ask why I'm here. I ask one thing. What's it like working here? Doris pose. Then answers. It payee. She adjusts the clipboard and adds, up there. We don't exist. She points toward the ceiling. The motion is small. Accurate. I start in the lobby. Morning staff arrive in clusters. Consultants. Analysts. Managers. Phones are already active. Most people walk past me without changing pace. No hostility. No greeting. A woman in a blazer. Kara Mills. Client success manager. Stops and points at a dark mark near the elevator. She says it needs attention. She doesn't look up. I clean it. Someone steps around the wet floor sign instead of waiting. Another person moves my cart aside without asking. By late morning, patterns settle in. Some people say thank you by habit. Some never do. Some adjust their route so they don't have to pass close. In the cafeteria, conversations drift over the cart. Project assignments. Promotion tracks. A sentence repeats more than once. They already decided. The words are flat. Same volume each time. I wipe tables after they leave. In a hallway, a meeting ends early. Laughter carries on. Then stops. I enter the room and erase the whiteboard. Half-drawn diagrams. Arrows pointing to empty boxes. Decisions that didn't need to be finished to move forward. On the engineering floor. Access changes by aisle. One section has new equipment and glass walls. Visitors stop there. A few rows over. Desks are older. Machines, slower. No interruption. Same logo on the wall. Different allocation underneath it. After 7, paired Doris's instruction. I move upstairs. Executive level, carpet absorbs sound. Lights dim automatically. The layout is familiar in a way I don't question. I wipe fingerprints from a glass wall that reflects the hallway lights instead of faces. A door is partly open. Inside, 2 voices. Calm. Measured. A promotion discussion. Someone with tenure. Strong reviews. The phrase not client-facing appears. Then fit. The voices stop. I don't know the name being discussed. I recognize the sequence. In the corridor, my cart catches the edge of a rug. Supplies scatter. Gavin Cole, Vice President of Operations. Stops and looks down. He says, "Be careful." Same tone Mark used earlier. Same efficiency. I kneel and gather what fell. No one offers help. No one needs to. Later. Driving home. My hands stay on the wheel longer than required. The day loops without commentary. Nothing broke. The same rule stretched. only in certain moments. The same pause appeared more than once. This isn't about raised voices. It's about repetition. Tomorrow, Evan Miller comes back. Same badge. Same cart. Same instructions. What changes is what I track. And later, when this badge is no longer temporary, this pause will already be documented. I come back the next morning through the same entrance. Same scanner. Same pause. The beep holds a fraction longer again. Mark Reynolds glances at the screen. Nothing is said. I'm waved through. The pattern doesn't announce itself. It repeats. I take the elevator down. Basement level. Same hum. Same smell. Doris Hayes hands me a fresh checklist without looking up. Today includes 2 extra floors. No explanation. Just an added column of tasks. Inod. The cart rolls forward. In the lobby, movement feels faster today. A client tour passes through. Smiles appear where they didn't yesterday. I step aside when told. A hand gestures instead of words. The tour keeps moving. Kara Mills, client success manager, walks past again. She doesn't see me this time either. The mark she pointed out yesterday is still clean. No comma. By mid-morning, the building settles into its rhythm. Requests travel downward. Accountability doesn't travel back up. Someone asks me to empty a bin that isn't full yet. I do it. Someone else asks why a restroom wasn't cleaned twice. I check the list. It wasn't scheduled. I clean it anyway. No one notes the change. In the cafeteria, I hear the same sentence again. They already decided. Same words. Same tone. Same pace. I hear another one. It's safer this way. No one explains what safer means. I wipe tables and watch trays stack themselves. On the engineering floor, I stop by a desk where cables are taped together instead of replaced. Daniel Brooks, senior security engineer, crouches beside it. He thanks me for holding the trash bag open. His badge shows years here. His screen shows alerts. He closes one before it finishes loading. Says it's a known issue. Says it's been flagged before. Says there's no budget this quarter. He shrugs. The alert disappears. I keep moving. Down the hall. I hear a manager tell someone to move faster. No raised voice. Just urgency. The person nods and types harder. Ladder. I passed accounting. Lights are still on past dinner hours. Maria Collins, accounting manager, sits alone with spreadsheets open. She doesn't notice me until I change the trash bag. She apologizes for being in the way. She isn't. She asks if the cleaners ever get overtime approved on time. I say I don't know. She nods like that answers something. She keeps working. Upstairs, after 7. The executive floor resets itself. Doors close softly. Screens go dark one by one. I wipe a long table where decisions happen quickly. No names are written, just outcomes. In a corner office, I overhear a conversation about targets. Gavin Cole, vice president of operations, speaks calmly. Deadlines are non-negotiable. Pressure moves down. Risk moves sideways. No one mentions cost. Not the visible kind. Not the kind that shows up later. My cart catches on the same rug as yesterday. I adjust its path before it spills. No one notices. The correction isn't recorded. On my way out, I pass the security desk again. Mark tells someone else to step aside. Same phrase. Same hand motion. Different face. The line closes around them. Driving home, I replay sequences instead of moments. The scanner pauses. The added tasks. The closed alert. The late lights. None of it breaks policy. None of it violates the rules. It just stacks. Quietly. The next day, the checklist grows again. Another floor. Another restroom. Doris doesn't explain. She doesn't need to. In the lobby, a man asks me if I can move faster because he's late. I move faster. The pace changes. The expectation doesn't. In the cafeteria, I hear a new sentence. Don't rock the boat. It's said with a smile. On the engineering floor, Daniel isn't there. Someone else logs into his station. On the accounting floor, Maria leaves before midnight tonight. Her screen stays on. Upstairs, a whiteboard still holds yesterday's decisions. No one erased them. They didn't need revision. I push the cart back to the supply room. Doris checks off my list. She circles one item. Miss spot. I point to the line where it wasn't assigned. She nods. Add it for tomorrow. No blame. No credit. Just an adjustment. I leave the building through the same entrance. The scanner clears on the first try this time. Mark nods once. Outside, traffic moves as if nothing inside ever paused. The system looks smooth from a distance. Inside, it keeps asking the same people to absorb the friction. Tomorrow, I'll come back again. Same badge. Same role. What I'm tracking now isn't who says what. It's what keeps happening without being written down. I come back the next morning expecting the same checklist. The cart is in the same place. The hallway smells the same. Doris Hayes is not in the supply room. A different supervisor waits instead. He asks me to sit. The chair is plastic. The wait runs longer than usual. No explanation is offered. Two people stand outside the door. Low voices. Names I already recognize from the week. Daniel Brooks. Maria Collins. Gavin Cole. The door opens. I'm asked to follow. Not upstairs. A side corridor. A small conference room without glass walls. Daniel is already inside. Maria sits across from him. Both hold their badges in their hands. Not clipped on. Doris enters last. Her badge still reads Facilities Supervisor. Her posture is unchanged. She says the company is reviewing operations. She says certain patterns were flagged. She doesn't say how. She places a folder on the table. Inside are dates, times, scanner logs, checklist revisions, and security timestamps. No commentary. Only sequences. Daniel speaks when asked. He describes alerts that were closed before resolution. He names the process, budget review, deferred action. Maria opens her laptop. She scrolls through reconciliations completed after hours. Variances corrected before reporting deadlines. Errors that never appeared upstream. Questions follow. Short ones. Specific. No praise. Gavin Cole enters. Vice President of Operations. He takes the remaining chair. He states targets. He states timelines. He doesn't deny decisions. Doris asks about the turnover cost in his departments. He looks down at the table. Another voice answers instead. The total is read aloud. Recruiting. Training. Delays. Over 3 years. $23,400,000. No one reacts. Doris closes the folder. She says staffing authority will be reassigned. Effective immediately. Gavin is asked to step out. He does. The chair slides back. Daniel is told his role has changed. Final approval on security risk exceptions. Budget authority included. $18 million annually is allocated to prevention. Maria's role changes as well. Head of Financial Controls. Direct reporting line. Team expansion approved. The meeting ends. No one claps. We stand. In the hallway, Daniel pose. He says a different name than the one on my badge. He says it quietly. Maria looks from him to me. Doris stops walking. She turns and says it again. Clearly, this time, Ethan Walker. Chief Executive Officer. No one steps back. No one speaks. The corridor stays the same. I say the name didn't matter this week. The process did. Later, the security desk looks unchanged. Mark Reynolds scans my badge. It's different now. Permanent. Executive access. He pauses for a fraction of a second. He straightens. He starts to speak. I raise a hand. He nods. The scanner clears. The line moves. Upstairs. Adjustments travel without announcements. Checklists stop expanding without notice. Alerts remain open until resolved. Late hours become scheduled shifts. Authority shifts quietly. No public exits. No speeches. Some managers are reassigned. Some decisions no longer sit where they used to. The building continues to function. With less friction hidden inside it, in the cafeteria, a new sentence appears. We should document that. On the engineering floor, Daniel's alerts stay visible until green. In accounting, Maria leaves on time. Her screen shuts down with the others. Doris keeps her position. Her clipboard changes. Missed spots are logged. Credits appear where they didn't before. At the end of the day, I walk through the lobby. The floor still reflects shoes more than faces. From the outside, the system looks smooth. Inside, something has shifted. The pause doesn't disappear. It's addressed. Quietly. This is one story. There are others. Black CEO tales.